Hello, everyone. It's me, Allison. The show is about to start, but just real fast, a quick reminder. I want to tell you guys, if you are doing some shopping, perhaps some Black Friday shopping, holiday shopping, etc.
Like Christmas type shopping?
Christmas type, any sort of shopping at all. I have put together some lists on Amazon.
Lists with things
stuff
on them?
Daniel, just pipe down for 1 second. Beauty stuff, makeup stuff, home stuff, kids stuff, podcast equipment, books I recommend, all of this stuff. And
Daniel's stuff?
Oh, yeah, Daniel's Corner, where I put stuff that I know that he likes. But Daniel has recently gotten way more involved, and he put together a special Christmas spectacular gift guide for you.
You guys will not even believe it. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what's on there, but it's literally some things.
Lots of things. And a whole big caption explaining his process. If you know
someone who's exactly like me, they are going to love it.
And here's where you go to see all of this. Amazon.com/shop/Allison Rosen. Amazon.com/shop/Allison Rosen.
And we'll be adding to it.
It's nonstop, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the show.
Bye. And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes her guest. He's a comedian and the guy you lost that auction to for that thing you wanted on eBay. It's Ken Reid. And she's a comedian and the producer of Seth Rogen's podcast, which is a very cool gig, even though she gets paid in earthenware and ceramics. It's Renee Colvert. Porn Zone is here and thankful for extra large doggy Santa hats. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the love bus and say hello to your new best friend, Allison Rosen.
Allison Rosen. Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison with her the good times never end. Allison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little chocolate checks. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon by Alicia Dumeyer, possibly Alicia Dumire. But yes, I am on Patreon, patreon.com/Allison Rosen, bonus episodes of The Friend Zone. And by the way, I belabored. Is that the right word?
Yes.
Are you talking about your kids?
Yeah,
I was belaboring. I overthought what the name of the bonus episode should be. Should it be The Friend Zone? Should it be Friends with Benefits? Blah, blah, blah. The Friendship Club. But we decided on Friend Zone. A listener suggested that, and I thought that was brilliant. And then I just discovered last night the Friend Zone is the name of a Twitch show that Paul Scheer and Rob Hubel do. So they will be receiving a cease and desist. But anyway, bonus episodes of the Friend Zone. In fact, everyone here. What, honey?
We'll be bleeping that out. We don't need to promote some other.
Sure, yeah.
You're right.
Bullshit.
Should we just start over?
Because you're going to have bonus episodes of their show on your Patreon?
I mean, it's only fair.
You might get my Friend Zone. You might get theirs. And then I'll take a poll and see which provided more merriment. Anyway, bonus episodes. Also, there's a level where you can text me and I'll text you back. I texted a photo of me today. I'm being very vague. How vague am I? But anyway, yeah, I'll text you back. You can text me. What fun we all have. You can submit carbohydrates. You can submit questions for the guests. I do Zoom parties. I am overdue for doing a Zoom party. All sorts of fun stuff. And if you sign up for a year, you get 2 months free. So that's
a good deal.
12
you get
months,
to pick the months
for the price of 10. Yes, that was a Renee Colvert drop, and we're about to hear from the real Renee. Anyway, very
I have a
excited.
question about the carb for 1 second.
Yes.
Is it Chex?
Yes, Ken Reid.
Is it Chex, CHEX, like the cereal Chex, or is there like some other, like a pastry called the Check?
I think it's the cereal.
Okay.
You wondered if it was like chocolate Czechoslovakian.
Yeah, like a Berliner or something. I was excited that there was like some kind of donut called a Czech.
I believe it is the cereal. CHEX.
It's just some guy from Czechoslovakia, his chocolate.
Got the check. Yeah. One of my favorite blues singers.
I would like to say hello and welcome to the guest, Ken Reid. Hello, welcome back.
Hello. Thank you for having me back. Appreciate it.
Renee Colvert, hello, welcome back.
Hello.
It's been too long for both of you, and you both have all sorts of stuff we need to dive into. Tony, oh no! I went out of order so early. I told you guys I was discombobulated.
Unbelievable.
Tony, hello.
Oh, you're sticking with it.
I'm going. Yeah, I mean, it'd be weird
Too far
to
gone now.
abandon.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
You gotta lean into it.
Daniel,
lean
you
into
gotta
the
edit
skid.
the show.
Yeah,
I'm offended because does this mean Daniel is the headliner now? Because normally I'm the headliner, as we all know.
this reminds me many.
Allison's always the headline.
A long time listeners will know exactly what I'm going to mention right now. So a long time ago, Greg Heller was on the show, and we were talking about something involving the show or show dynamics, and he's like, I mean, would Bono blah 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 blah? And I said, excuse me, I'm the Bono here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
No dice.
Daniel's the edge. I mean, we know that.
But what's Tony then?
Adam Clayton.
Or Larry Mullen Jr.
No, see, that's the irony.
In the Broadway production of
I
Spider-Man.
like that. I like that twist. He is more of an Adam Clayton. I've got
Yeah, he's got an Adam Clayton vibe going on.
Wait, I guess though, the way I'm introducing everyone, the last one kind of is the headliner. And hello, Daniel Quantz. It's a lot of pressure.
I don't know. That's like saying in gym class you're the headliner.
Wait, what does that mean?
Like you got picked last for the team, so you're the headliner on the kickball team.
What if
Yes.
you told a kid that? He got
You know-
really excited.
This means you're the headliner.
Yeah.
Big deal.
I feel like all I ever heard in PE, and I don't mean for me specifically, but also I do mean for me specifically, was like, and last but not least. And I never
You were
understood.
always last but not least.
Yes, I mean frequently.
At a certain point, you've got to wonder if it is maybe least.
But
I imagine being a gym teacher and forgetting to say not least just one time,
Yeah.
and that kid forever is ruined.
well,
By
that's
the way,
what I was.
like if you aren't least, you don't have to say it. No one's
Right.
saying
Yeah,
not
to
least
protest
about
too
someone
much.
who's obviously not
Exactly.
least.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pam Coleman, protesteth too much. But what I was going to say is exactly that. I never made the assumption that it meant anything. I think I got it. I mean, with me, it did mean something. But in general, in a list, someone is just last and it's not in order.
When
I
you were
was
oh, sorry, Ken, go ahead.
Oh, when I was in high school, I instituted a campaign where I tried to get them to have a class maledictorian. That was the last person in the class, and they got to do a counter speech to the valedictorian.
That's good.
That would
That's
be
fun.
brilliant.
I
Did
got
it go
pretty
over?
far- they got kind of far down the line because I did it in a very sincere way where they thought, like, you know, you don't want to neglect this person who it's a lot of work to be last.
The worst.
I want to hear that speech. What's
Yeah.
that? What's the Maledictorian saying? What's
The
what's pep talk
maledictorian's
for them?
like, hey, you know, whatever, I'll see you guys at the dump the rest of my life when you come drop your food off. Actually, the valedictorian of my class was this kid who was super smart and no one ever saw him. He was like Diane Court. And his speech was really dark and was all about these people that peaked in high school and how they were all a bunch of fucking dickheads.
Oh my
It was
god.
kind of amazing.
I love a bitter.
Use the opportunity to take out his anger.
Yeah.
Wait, so
valedictorian.
is it even possible to know the last place person in your class? I don't.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Certainly,
They-
yeah.
Really?
they rank everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if they know the rankings, then they would know the rankings,
But
right?
does
I'm talking
everyone
about
really know the
looks and
ranking?
not grades.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But I mean, do you
And
really
that's
know the rankings? I feel like we knew the top, but I'm not sure I ever saw like a list where because it
No.
is
Told us what number we were.
really.
Yes.
Oh wow. What'd you come in at?
I was in the top 100. We had like 300 kids in the class. I think I was in the 80s, somewhere in the 80s.
Top
Are
third.
you sure
way
you
to
don't
go.
know?
I really don't know.
Okay.
Daniel,
What?
take your bow. Tell us what you were. It's an audio
Well,
podcast.
It was
I
five.
was number one, but then as soon as I got into the college I wanted, I just fucked off the last semester and
Wow.
So you were salutatorian.
yeah, but I didn't give a speech because I didn't give a fuck about any of that.
Wait, did you have the
What is that?
option of giving a speech?
Yeah, usually the salutatorian will give a speech, but
Oh, wait.
Really?
wait.
That makes so much more sense to have the valedictorian than the second
I mean,
person.
honestly, like
Yeah, he's
I think at my
runner-up.
school though, like the valedictorian was probably just like
In a coma.
like charcoal by the side of the road or something. Like,
Yeah.
like if you were last in my class, you were a puff of smoke. Like it doesn't. You're just dirt blowing down the. You were a tumbleweed. You were like
I don't know
living
if he
tumbleweed.
really exists.
Yeah, not sure if this person ever came even once because there were some real fuck offs at our school.
Daniel,
Did you let the valedictorian who did win, let them know that you gave it to them?
No, I was actually really happy for him. Oh God, this is such a sad story. He.
Oh no.
oh great.
He.
Let's tuck
Is he just
in,
a head
guys.
in a wheelchair?
Yeah, he was. No, I really liked this kid, but his parents didn't have a lot of money, and my high school would not loan you a cap and gown.
Ooh.
They made you buy the cap and gown, which was like, I don't know, $25, but his parents wouldn't buy him the cap and gown, and he didn't know. We didn't know who was the valedictorian for some reason until like the last minute, and so. Or the last few days of school or something like that. And so he wasn't going to go to, I think he didn't think he was going to be valedictorian. I don't know what it was. Sorry, I'm not telling this story very well. I haven't thought about it in a while. He did know, but he wasn't going to go. So they made, plans for the whole graduation. And he was like, fuck it, I'm not going to go because I
don't
can't.
have a cap and gown.
I don't have a cap and gown and they won't let me go. And then we're all sitting there waiting to walk out onto the football field, and here he comes into the auditorium, and they had called him and they said, come down, we need you here, you're the valedictorian. And he was all excited. He comes down, he goes down, talks to the vice principal, and then you can see him start to cry, and then he just runs out. And we found out later, they were like, listen, you're the valedictorian, you need to be here, you're going to sit up in the stands with the parents, and when we call your name, you're going to stand up.
What?
And it's like, you motherfuckers couldn't pool together $25
couldn't just loan it to him?
Let it go.
buy him
Let
a
it
fucking
go.
cap and gown. Unbelievable. Like, just
That's a straight up horror story.
Where
That's
was this?
horrible.
I still cannot
Tucson.
fucking believe it.
Tucson. Are
Tucson.
these
Rincon
principals-
High.
Are they still alive?
I don't
the
know.
adults?
His parents. Oh, I don't want to tell too much. He's
No, not his parents,
But,
but the
like-
adults in charge of your school. Because
Oh, God only
a lot
fucking
of time
knows.
on my hands. and
Dude,
I want-
the principal.
Right, let's get him.
The principal of our school would go to parties and smoke weed with the kids. Like it. Like when I say I'm
he needed that
valedictorian of my
25.
school, it's not like a huge accomplishment.
We
Daniel-
had this kid who got expelled earlier in the year because he spit. He used to hang out by the water fountain, and there was some '90s wrestler whose move was he spit like a cloud of water in someone's face and yelled the word "Muda." So this kid just used to sit at the water fountain and wait for someone to be behind him, and he'd turn around and spit in their face. So he got expelled, and then during the graduation, all of a sudden, he had this big sign that said, "What about me?" in the crowd, and it was the year Third Eye Blind was really popular, so he started screaming the lyrics to Graduate, like as people were being called. So they called the cops on this kid, and my town is all about ignoring problems, so everyone was pretending they didn't see it, and the cops were beating the shit out of this
my
kid.
God.
Oh
And
my
he's
God.
screaming the lyrics to Graduate, and they're just like, Jim Smith, and like people are coming up and getting their diploma, and then no one mentioned it.
Oh my God,
Jesus.
both of you.
like
That's
a-
horrific.
It's like a Roy Star Waco shareholders meeting. That's a Succession reference. I'm not caught up though. Daniel, I have some questions. Is it salutatorian, like salute, or
not sure. I always pronounce it salutatorian.
like valedictorian with an S, like a sad valedictorian?
Like a salamander.
Salutatorian. I don't know. Actually,
Okay, great. I'll look it up
I should
myself.
know, but
Don't come to this show for knowledge. Come for yucks. And speaking of, I have a disgusting story to tell you guys. in a moment.
salutatorian, by the way, is the first loser.
That's right.
sure.
Or the king of the losers.
Or the headliner.
Head
of
loser.
winners.
So,
Headliner of the losers.
so
I think you're making the word up. Like we're kind of changing the word. I think
Oh.
is it salutatorian?
That's what I
Salutatorian.
thought. Thank you, Tony.
That
What did
sounds
I
like a
call it?
command. Hey, go
Salutatorian?
salutatorian.
I think
Salutatorian.
I've always thought it was
some Armenian.
It's a stupid
salutatorian.
word. There
Daniel.
should be no salutatorian.
So at your high school, since you didn't give a speech and this valedictorian didn't give a speech, were there no student speeches?
I think I wasn't really paying a whole lot of attention. I was busy throwing tortillas. Cool as fuck. Yeah, that's right. In Tucson, you hide the bag of tortillas in your cap and gown, and then during graduation, you throw them like frisbees.
Hide the tortilla sounds like such a great euphemism.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's why I was belaboring.
Oh, boy,
I
that's
think-
That's
fun.
what gets you in that trouble.
I think it was a gal that was like valedictorian. Like there were two
like
of us
a Tracy
that were
Flick of your
there
school.
were two of us that were like neck and neck, and then we both dropped, and he went. And I think she's the one that gave the speech. I don't even remember.
So, don't take this the wrong way, but it sounds to me like you were number 3.
I was going to say that.
No.
I wasn't.
There was one,
I did not
1.5,
share
and
the number
2?
2 spot. Yeah, just one number 2.
There was 2 number 1s and 1 number 2.
No, she was like number 3. She dropped. She fucking blew it. She
Wait,
tripped at the finish line.
But I thought you said she was co-valedictorian.
Well, she was. You know how you know every semester like where you are, kind of going into the next semester.
Oh, she fell
So
from grace before.
She
the
had
graduation.
been. She and I were like neck and neck.
Oh.
And then
she
last
made a
semester
speech?
we both got done. She must have gotten a C or 2 Bs, and I got like a B. Like, and whatever.
But
Huh?
so she made a speech
I think so. Yeah.
because you didn't want to.
I never returned any of their. They reached out to me,
Their
and
queries.
I just never. I just blew them off. I didn't want once. I didn't have anything to say.
Oh, what a dumb speech.
When I
I
first
just didn't give a shit about any of that.
When
I
I-
wanted to get out. I wanted to go to Los Angeles. I wanted out of Tucson.
But also, when I first met Daniel, he let me know super early on that he did not think he would ever want to come on my show or be interviewed, or like he's just not into any of this. And look at him now
Look at him
doing
now.
the intro every week.
Making a speech every week now.
Yes.
Yeah. Would Daniel now want to do that speech? Do you
no,
want
I
this
don't.
opportunity? Do you want us to give you a platform?
Do you want to go do the speech at your high school's graduation this year?
There's nothing sadder. There's nothing
keynote.
sadder than that person that gives
mind.
the like person that's brought back to their high school 20 years ago because they're like they have a column in the newspaper and they're like famous. I don't
When
know.
my-
I shouldn't shit on that. It's like what it's
It's fine.
When my
Sounds
book
like you
came
want a
out,
column in a newspaper.
yeah. When my book came out, the publisher was like, maybe we could set something up at your college. And I sort of had a similar reaction. Although I've been thinking lately about
College
how
is
much
different.
I miss Pomona College and would like to go back. So maybe I should do a live podcast there.
That'd be fun.
college is different though. I think it's a
Then-
little more prestigious.
You feel like it's not as pathetic to return to your
I shouldn't say that. Look,
college
I
to
mean,
your high school.
You could say that.
I'm
Return to high school
I'm
is
exaggerating. If my high school asked me to come give a speech, I would definitely say no. But I wouldn't say no because of the reasons I gave. I would just say no because it's a huge hassle. And
But that's
why.
progress. Like you're at least saying no instead of just ignoring.
Yeah.
They may have reached out to me. I've never I never responded to any like reunion. I've never done a high
Yeah.
school reunion. It was just like, to me, it was like if you had a temp job for 4 years, you wouldn't want to like, oh man, I got to see these people every 10 years. Oh yeah, Sally, who ran who stocked the pencils. God, what's she doing today? 20 years later.
I actually
you
do wonder that more than kids I went to high school.
Honestly, maybe I would. That's how I feel about high school.
I had run into kids I went to high school with before, and I had to pretend I wasn't me because I didn't want to talk to them.
How'd you do it?
They'd be like, "Ken," I'd be like, "Who?" And they're like, "How are you going?" I'd be like, "No, my name's Dave. Who's Ken?" And then they're like, "Oh, you look like this guy I went to high school with." I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's amazing.
Smooth. And good thinking on your feet.
Thank you.
Ben would have come out of most people's mouth. I'm not Ken.
I'm not Ken. That's my name. I'm from Norway.
I feel like
I enjoy
Renee's,
checks.
I feel like Renee's so nice. She would be like, "Yes, I am,"
I am
because you
Ken.
wouldn't want to hurt
I
the
am.
feelings.
Renee, did
so
anything
long.
traumatic happen at your high school? Because we've now heard of traumatic stories at Daniel's
Sure.
and at Ken's high schools.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, it seems like it's par for the course. Mine's just so sad. Same, Colorado Springs, not a prestigious town. I had broken my toe to the point that I needed surgery. And so I hobbled out onto the field and then hobbled up to sing the national anthem. And then I forgot my part because it was 4-part harmony with the chorus. And I spent the whole graduation thinking, I want to go to Broadway and I biffed my high school graduation in Colorado Springs, I may not have what it takes.
This is going to get back to Broadway.
They're gonna tell him.
Wait,
But yeah.
so
You're auditioning, and they're like, "That was great," and then someone hands the director a note and was like, "You're the Colorado Springs
Are
broken
you
toe
the
girl."
one who mouthed enthusiastically the national anthem?
Please leave.
Yes.
how did you get that gig, Renee, of singing the national anthem? Were you one of these valedictorians?
No, certainly not. No, I'm just part of a choir and an eager person who said yes.
Well, I love that.
Well, thank you.
It's prestigious nonetheless. And
Thank
Tony,
you.
did anything dramatic happen at your high school or high school graduation?
Not at my graduation, no. The one shitty thing that comes to mind is, I think when I was like a sophomore. This is such a terrible idea. Going in, there was like an assembly one afternoon, and for some reason they decided to do some sort of like dating game thing during this assembly.
Oh no!
Between teachers and students.
And it's high school kids, and a lot of them are assholes. So I forget how it worked exactly, but like a bunch of kids like to be what they thought was funny, but was really mean, wrote this one girl's name down to be a contestant, and she was
Chunky.
not the most attractive girl.
It's a Carrie situation.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
and
Dogfight, which I haven't
what'd
seen.
you say?
I'm thinking of that movie Dogfight, which I haven't seen, but Lily Taylor's in it, and isn't she supposed to be like
before it's World War II or Vietnam or something? Before they
Vietnam?
go away, they have a party to get bring the ugliest girl.
No.
Army guys, they're dicks.
Rough.
yeah.
Yeah, and then so and then the person couldn't see the people, and then when they were like supposed to pick somebody, all the asshole kids in the crowd that are like yelling two or what the number of contestants she was, and then that girl got up and started crying and ran out of the gym.
Do you think those guys who did that,
Ugh.
when they look back now, do you think they still think it's funny, or do you think any of them are like, "Wow, I was a huge piece of shit"?
They just think "Make America Great Again." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Probably.
I mean, yeah,
And that's all they want. That's all they want, to make it great.
yeah.
Back.
Wait,
my
wait.
class elected the dorky Russian exchange student as the class president.
We had an exchange student with the best name in the history of names. This kid was named Magnus Killingfield.
Ooh.
What?
I love it.
He was from some Nordic country. And I was like, this is a Marvel Comics supervillain name.
Magnus
I
Killing
can't believe
Field.
this
Please
is
tell
his
me.
real name.
Please tell me he wasn't strong and like super. Like
He kind of looked like Leonardo DiCaprio, like
okay.
circa Growing Pains. Like he wasn't like he didn't look like a Viking or anything.
Wait, can we go back to this horrible prank at Tony's high school for a second? Because maybe it's just me, but I had trouble following. So how did it work, and why? And when they were calling number two,
It's too, this was 20 something years ago now, so it's kind of vague in my head. But yeah, it was set up like the dating game where the person couldn't see the contestants, and they like asked them questions or something, and
and she was one of the contestants.
Yes.
And
She
so
didn't volunteer to be a contestant.
Right.
Like
And
a
they
bunch
rigged
of
it
people,
so
like,
that the
wrote
guy
her name down to
got stuck
have
with
her be
her.
a contestant.
right.
It's like a zonk.
Oof. God.
kids can be so.
How did she know for sure that they were making fun of her?
I don't know how to answer that.
Can we get her on the show?
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you who this
I
person
guess the more
was.
direct question, Tony, is what did you say to her?
I did not even know. I believe I had never even heard of this girl at this point. I think I was still kind of new in the school. And,
Oh, that's an interesting, plausible deniability.
That's right.
Yeah.
I have an out. I
don't even hear her. I don't even know who she is.
But yeah, I mean, I have to assume she was probably not the most popular
Yeah.
kid, and probably just put it together.
Oh, when the pig's blood landed on her, that's when it probably hit her.
I
Because
bet she's thriving though now.
I wasn't
I
the
hope
most
she is.
popular either, but I think if something like that had happened, I would have been like, finally, they get it. I knew they were going to come around on old Allison one of these days. Okay, so Tony and I saw each other yesterday at an outdoor birthday party for Jackie Johnson. I have not. Daniel and I haven't been doing. We've been because our kids' schools do mandatory weekly testing. We've had like a couple of, maybe just one, a play date. And then Elliot was in a little show. So there's been a little bit of fraternizing with school people because I feel like we're all in one big pod. And I took Elliot to a movie. We were the only people there, almost only people there. So it was starting to like venture out a little bit more. And when cases surge after the holidays, if they do, I will be kicking myself that I didn't take more advantage of this like cases being low right now phase that we might be near the end of. But, so we went to this party. Everyone had to be vaxxed.
I'm sorry. I realized I have a drop that I've never played. Say again whose party this was?
We went to Jackie Johnson's party.
Everybody knows that Jackie J loves a big old sausage.
And I didn't know if Tony was going to be there. But it was we ran into Allie Ward. It was so nice to see human beings again. And we got there like a little bit before Tony, and Tony was like, "Oh yeah, I was thinking maybe you'll be here. I didn't know if you would." And I had the same reaction. But here's my question, Tony. Did you not check with me ahead of time whether I was going to be there or not because you weren't 100% sure I had been invited?
I don't know if I thought about it that much, honestly.
Okay.
I don't think I put like a ton of thought into it, but
me neither.
I definitely have done that in the past with certain things, not involving you, but with other people. Yeah,
yeah, because
that's a tricky spot sometimes.
I was gonna text you, and then I was like, the 1 in a million chance, because I was sure that you had been invited, but the like 1 in a bazillion chance that you hadn't. I didn't want that awkwardness, so
yeah, it's fine. I wouldn't have.
Do you think when someone invites you to a thing like that, they should share the entire invitee list with you?
It makes it so much easier.
Absolutely. Do.
Back when people did evites, you could see, right?
They still sometimes do. Mm-hmm. And that is the first thing I look at.
Yeah.
To decide if you're going to go or not.
No, I know I'm not going to go no matter what. But I want to see, what is the crowd that I have been in? Among whom am I?
I was glad you guys were there because I mean, for several reasons, but I thought I was going to know more people than I did there. And
it's a great opportunity to make new friends, Tony.
There you go.
Yeah, and guess what? I'm terrible at.
I put on Self Tanner because I was hoping to see a couple Vanderpump stars I know she's friends with.
Yeah.
And you're a big fan of the movie Soul Man.
Daniel had announced ahead of time that, remember, she's friends with so-and-so and so-and-so from Vanderpump. They could be there. They weren't. Ready. I mean, unless they had already left.
Oh, no.
I was perfectly groomed. I shaved my forehead and everything.
Yeah.
These are all
Can you
references.
mail them your now stained shirt?
I didn't really put Self Tanner, but I do have sunscreen that has a slight tint.
Slight tint.
A little bronzer.
It's not quite a bronzer, but you know what it does? It smooths out the freckles. The freckles aren't quite so loud when I put this on. So
like,
a little bit more beautiful.
Turn down the freckles.
Turn them down.
Sick.
I'm trying to sleep over here. That's what I have to say to him late
People
at
are
night.
eating.
But we got to see Bentley, who is 90%
Tony's dog.
head.
Yes.
And just the friendliest dog I think I've ever met. I mean,
Was Bentley invited, or did you assume you could bring Bentley? Did you ask?
The invite very clearly said dogs welcome.
Yes.
Okay.
Bring those dogs.
Okay,
Who else
So-
made an appearance? Well, no, I don't want to get off Bentley yet. Hold on. Let's all talk about how great Bentley is. That dog's incredible.
Did you
such a
dress him
love.
up?
No, he went
Not,
nude.
not even
as
like a
usual.
Hanna-Barbera tie or a little pork pie hat?
No, he has no props. He is a prop.
I'm going to mail you some dog props because dogs with hats is...
Have you
a
seen this
gift.
dog? He doesn't need props.
He
He
was
doesn't
all about
need
the
them,
toys.
but he'll be amazing with them.
It's not untrue, Tony.
Yeah, all right. All right.
Picture him
All right,
dressed like
now
Yogi
let's
Bear.
name drop those dogs. Who the other dogs? Who else was there? Who
We
else?
met
Vanderpump dogs?
Instagrammy.
Oh,
Well,
Allie's dog was there.
That's Allie's dog's Instagram handle. Gremmy is just she was just an example to me of what a shelter dog could be, I think, because she was
Allie? Jesus, honey.
Funny backstory about her.
Grammy was like such a cool customer. Actually, I don't know. Maybe this is not fair because maybe it's not. Maybe all shelter dogs are not like that. So calm, like just sitting there watching everyone. Like I just got the sense that this dog has been around. Not that the party was pandemonium at all. It really wasn't.
Dog has seen some shit.
I was just comparing Grammy to how Wendy would be, and Wendy would have been like nuts at that party.
A couple years ago, I met a guy who was a manager for Instagram dogs.
Wow.
And he was like a friend of a friend that we ran into at like a convention, and she was like, "Oh, what are you up to now?" He's like, "I'm managing a few internet dogs. We got this guy, he's a party dog, and he's taking to parties." And then he was going through all these dogs, and then there's like a bunch of dogs I follow on Instagram, and I'm like, "Oh, do you know Popeye the foodie?" He's like, "Oh yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. That dog. Met the Fabulous Doodles. They were all right." Like he was like, "Dude, give me all the dirt."
These dogs can be like real celebrities. It's crazy.
Wait, I have a question. Yeah. The dogs that he manages, though, does he own them or does he actually like manage other people's dogs?
He manage other people's dogs. So like these dogs do like appearances and stuff because they have so many Instagram followers.
That is crazy. Renee,
the notion,
send him Tugboat's info.
Oh, yes, I will. Immediately. I really do love the notion of the dogs. They're just like people in that, like, listen, she plays innocent online, but that girl talks so much shit. This dog. It's great. The internet lies.
Listen, there's a lot of stuff. I'm trying to prioritize because there's a lot of stuff we need to get into. I've got a potential yes please or oh please. I need to find. I mean, basically, I need to like dig into Ken and Renee's lives because you guys have both been doing stuff. We need to talk about Thanksgiving. There's so much stuff we need to talk because this is going to air on Thanksgiving. I need to find out.
Wow.
I need everyone to paint a picture for me. Where everyone's going to be. But first, I need to talk about some things that I love. Have you heard of tretinoin? No, I'm saying it wrong. Tretinoin. Spironolactone. I'm looking at phonetic spellings. Or what about clindamycin? I may not be able to pronounce these ingredients, but I can tell you what they do. And by the way, tretinoin, which is the generic Retin-A, I've been talking about it a lot on this show. I'm doing a spot for Apostrophe.
Everyone's talking about it.
That I love. I was saying tretinoin, and people love to let me know when I'm pronouncing things weird. No one let me know I was saying that wrong. And then I was like, oh, it's tretinoin. But now apparently it's tretinoin. I'm usually not this wrong about stuff. But anyway, tretinoin unclogs pores and even skin tone. Spironolactone targets hormonal acne. Clindamycin fights acne-causing bacteria and inflammation. I didn't know what they were either until I got my own prescription acne treatment from Apostrophe, the sponsor of this episode. Apostrophe is a prescription skincare company that offers science-backed oral and topical medications that are clinically proven to help clear acne. Apostrophe connects you with a board-certified dermatologist who will create a personalized treatment plan that is perfectly tailored to your unique skin. It's super easy. You fill out a questionnaire. You talk about what your skin concerns are. You take 3 pictures, 2 profiles, 1 straight on, send it in. They get back to you very quickly, letting you know that your dermatologist, mine is named Maggie, has put together your treatment plan. There's a couple of dark spots, like sunspots I wanted to fade, which are now you can't even see them. So they gave me a cream for that, and then I wanted to try tretinoin, and so I'm now on my 3rd bottle of it, and I've like slowly gone up in strength, still on a pretty low strength though. And you guys, I look like I'm 24. I'm not gonna lie. I look like I'm 20. I'm glowing. It's working incredibly well, and it's so easy. We have a special deal for our audience. Save $15 off your first visit with an Apostrophe provider at apostrophe.com/bestfriend when you use our code bestfriend. This code is only available to our listeners. To get started, just go to apostrophe.com/bestfriend and click begin visit. Then use our code bestfriend at sign up, and you'll get your first visit for only $5. That's apostrophe, apostrophe.com/bestfriend, and use that code bestfriend to get your dermatologist crafted treatment plan for $5. And we thank Apostrophe for sponsoring this podcast. This podcast is also sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. We talk about BetterHelp a lot on this show, and this month we're discussing some of the stigmas around mental health. You know, it's funny. I am so pro therapy and talk so openly about therapy, and almost everyone I know at some point or other has been in therapy. So I forget that we're kind of in a little pocket here where people are open to therapy, and there are plenty of places around the country where people are less open about it. Be open about it, everyone. Therapy can be incredibly helpful. Some people think you should wait until things are unbearable to go to therapy. That isn't true. Therapy is a tool to utilize before things get worse, and it can help you avoid those lows. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. Much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Give it a try. See why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp online therapy. And Allison Rosen listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/bestfriend. That's BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/bestfriend. Okay. By the way, I'm realizing something that I wanted to mention at the top when I was stumbling through on my Patreon stuff. I'm co-hosting a new podcast called Upworthy Weekly. I'm having so much fun doing it. It comes out on Saturdays. You might be familiar with the Upworthy website. It's like they feature good news. A lot of not exclusively dog stories, but I think I'm the most into the dog stories. Just stories of people being nice and interesting, like conversation topic stories, But anyway, my co-host Todd Perry, who's great, you might remember him from a podcast years ago called Low Budget FM. He and I each week go through the most engaging and most popular stories from Upworthy from the week before, and we're having a ton of fun. We disagree on so much, but it's still fun. So check it out wherever you get podcasts, Upworthy Weekly. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Right.
What's everyone going to be?
Upworthy's great.
Oh, what did you say?
It's great. Upworthy's great.
I think so too.
Your listeners already knew that, but it's wonderful.
Okay. What is everyone going to be doing on the day this comes out? Thanksgiving. I will go first. We are going down to my parents. My sister's family will be there as well. It is also my dad's birthday, so it's a big dual celebration, but it's like going to be like, I think 90% Thanksgiving, 10% my dad's birthday. I think he's okay with that. My mom gets stressed out by hosting and having their house is not that big. I mean, it's decent, but it's too many people in that size space, which stresses my mom out. And
I'll get to the point.
And Elliot and I are making the stuffing, and we might make two kinds, and
Oyster?
we are making the green bean casserole.
No oyster stuffing.
Two signature dishes.
Did you say oyster, Ken?
Oyster stuffing, yeah.
I've never had that. Is that good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's very traditional New England stuff.
How oystery would you say it is?
It's not super oystery.
I don't know that for me, stuffing needs oysters. I've never thought, I need more sea brine.
Well, so you want like a Thanksgiving? You want a Thanksgiving where nobody's super horny?
Oh, you're right. I do. When I'm around my children, my parents, and my sister's family, I would like to have some aphrodisiacs.
We're in everything.
Hell yeah.
For like 200 years. They put oysters in everything.
In the Midwest, after Thanksgiving dinner, everyone, all the guys unbuckle their belts because they've ate too much. But in New England, it's for another reason.
It's for boning.
I'm bucking
because
them
we
for
ate
another
just
reason.
the right amount.
Yeah.
Raging boners.
So that's what we're going to do. Elliot's favorite food is cranberry sauce, the canned kind,
that kid.
which I love a canned cranberry sauce as well.
He's right.
And
You ever done this with a nice warm baguette, right? You butter it. You put cranberry sauce, brie cheese, and some shredded lettuce. Amazing sandwich.
You said that like this is a common thing. Is this also a New England thing? Because that sounds delicious, but you said like, have you ever done this? As if anyone else has ever done this.
I never had them till I lived in England, and they would have them in like vending machines, and I was like, "These are the greatest thing I've ever had."
Oh, wow.
And what is it called? A brie, lettuce,
It's
and
like
cranberry
a brie
sandwich?
cranberry baguette.
That does sound very delicious.
Creative name.
Ken, what will you be doing?
I'm going to watch the Macy's Parade as I've done every year. I've only missed one since I've been on this earth. It's my favorite thing every year. Then my wife and I don't leave the house, and I avoid my family. So I got a half a turkey at Trader Joe's. We're going to make that with the fixins and with the dogs, and then just sit here in silence.
And that sounds lovely. I didn't know you could buy half of a raw turkey.
Oh, yeah. Trader Joe's is great for that. And it's like right down the middle, so you still get like a drumstick and
You get one of everything.
parts. Yeah.
And what are all the fixins that you make?
Getting some cornbread stuffing I'm making, some corn, fire roasted corn. So I'm making fresh cranberry sauce as my
Fancy.
cultural right as a New Englander. Do some sweet potatoes, some mashed potatoes.
Sounds great.
I like Brussels sprouts. My wife does not, but I usually roast the Brussels sprouts just for me. A little balsamic on
Nice.
there. Yeah, that's probably everything. There's only 2 of us.
Can your French toast social media presence was appreciated in the Patreon comments?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Some people even wanted French toast to be the carb, which would have been a good one, but next time. Okay. And then a couple follow-ups. The sweet and Renee, I hope you're not sweating knowing that it's not just a tell me about your Thanksgiving. It's actually turned into an interrogation.
We're gonna move on.
Sure. Yeah.
Jeez.
No. Okay. No, I am prepared.
The sweet potatoes you're making, Ken, is this a marshmallow on top situation?
No.
What?
No.
Oh my God,
That's
the derision.
Oh, it is.
That is
Certainly
fucked
not.
up.
Ken.
I think it's good.
Wow.
Whoa. No, this is full on
Wow.
savory. We're talking sage, rosemary. You roast them in the oven. Also, I like some parsnips. Sometimes I'll usually mix those in with the sweet potatoes. You cube them up, you roast them up with olive oil.
I don't know that I could pick a parsnip out of a lineup. And what did it do to me to get in the lineup?
It's like a white carrot.
Yeah, I feel like I've had them in a mix.
It's like a carrot's ghost.
What did it do to me to get in the lineup? Allison, that's funny.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you. Speaking of a carrot's ghost, Elliot is very interested in all sorts of, he's very all about Halloween. And he told us yesterday, he put a napkin on his head and he was walking around and he said, I'm a mome. I'm a mome. And I said, a mome? And then he said, yes, remember, but you told me what it's really called at this kid's house when we had a play date, but then I couldn't remember. But anyway, it turned out Daniel figured it out. He was trying to say he's a moan.
Aww.
And we tried to explain, a moan is a sound that, a Halloween creature might make, but he was a
Kids
member.
in onomatopoeia.
He was dressed as a moan.
That's very cute. And honestly, we should change the name. We're wrong.
Yes.
He's right.
I
There's
agree.
some moans,
Ghosts forevermore.
a couple
are
of
moans.
shrieks. My barber said my favorite thing about ghosts ever, and it was a phrase I'd never heard even though I grew up here, and it sounds like one I should have heard all the time. He was describing a situation where he pulled a gun on a guy, and he went, guy was so scared he shit out his own ghost.
Oh, that's good.
It's pretty scared.
That's good.
Pretty scared.
I was waiting. We were somewhere like a fair where they had a haunted house. And you know how when you stand outside of a haunted house, all you hear are moans and shrieks.
Yeah.
And I was standing
Air
outside
pistons.
of it, and I suddenly had a visceral understanding of the phrase "scared shitless," because I was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna shit my pants." I was like 8. I'm gonna shit my pants if I don't get out of here. I'd never been so scared.
Were you going to go into the haunted house? Is that why you were there?
No, I don't know if I was with some people who were going to go. I don't know. It was weird because, or maybe I feel like when you're a little kid, when you're a little kid, you have no agency. So it's like if the big people around you are deciding you're all going into a haunted house, well, you're going into the haunted house. So I think maybe I was afraid that I was going to be pressured to go in or something. I just know that I was crowning.
Have you ever been into? Thank you for that. Have you ever been into a haunted house that wasn't Disneyland?
Yes,
Yeah, I have to.
I have.
My uncle got arrested at one that he took me to.
Ooh, what happened?
really?
For child endangerment?
No, my uncle who had just gotten out of prison.
He framed a parsnip.
Yes, he framed a parsnip. And don't go. I always say don't go to a haunted house with someone who just got out of prison. It's not going to end well.
Good rule.
There's this place called Hammond Castle in Gloucester, Massachusetts, that this eccentric millionaire built in the 30s, and they do this amazing haunted house every year. And there was this sort of stone staircase, and a guy dressed as a zombie jumped out to scare my uncle, and my uncle spun around and kicked him in the face, and the guy went down like all the stairs.
Oh no!
And as a kid, I was so worried because I was like, that guy's already dressed like a corpse, and he's going to go to the hospital, and they're not going to give him the right medical attention because they're going to be like, well, he's been dead for weeks. They called the cops. Cause
the people that work at those, I forget they're called like haunters or something like that. Yeah. There's a documentary. Have you seen this documentary? It's about home haunts.
Yeah.
And do you remember there was a gal in that that was her deal. She's like a famous haunter, but she was older and she had to retire because she would get the shit kicked out of her at these things by people. And like someone like dislocated her spine or something.
Oh my God.
Like,
Jesus.
yeah. She had
what?
Yeah. She had like serious back problems and had to have all these surgeries because someone like was so scared they beat her up.
But doesn't that seem like something that's likely to happen when your job is scaring the shit out of people?
Yeah. That's just reaction.
Like in college, my friend Angie, and I believe I've told this story before, but we called it team shopping, which is where like we'd all go shopping together. I don't know why it needed a special name. It doesn't seem that unusual. But anyway.
You mean shoplifting?
No, we were purchasing items. But like a whole bunch of us who had just arrived at college were like all of us in Target together. And my new friend Angie came up to me and she went, boo. And I went,
Wait, you farted?
Yes.
Shit yourself or you farted? Okay.
No, I farted. Man, tee-hee. I guess the connection between my fear response and my GI tract is.
Well, you're like a skunk. You like release the scent to scare them
it's
off.
your own
I was so I wanted to die. I was so mortified. And she was like, "Oh my God, Allison!" But she had a Chicago accent. She's like, "Oh my God,
Did
Allison!"
you fart there?
She's like, "I'm never gonna scare you again." So what I'm saying is,
It worked.
yeah. So I guess
Farting gets you out of stuff.
this was not the what I was going to say is, but yes, no, this is right. The first time this haunter got violently attacked, she should have known to change occupations.
Well, I think she loved it, and she did understand that it went with the territory, but it's funny because they interview her husband, and he doesn't get it at all. It's it's actually a pretty interesting little documentary. But Renee, last night,
Yes.
you did something that I always thought you have haunted houses, but you should have.
But hang on.
No.
I've lost
hang on.
this. This show is a thing that leaves a barn, and I'm just standing there with the barn doors.
That's the way it goes.
First. Listen. I'm
Yes.
going to lay it out. I'm going to make an outline.
Here we go. Number one.
Going around the horn, we're sharing where we're going to be for Thanksgiving.
No one
At
cares.
some point, we might talk about what we're grateful for, if we're grateful for anything. I don't know yet.
With David not here, I'm the ombudsman. I'm the one who decides what the audience wants to hear.
We're
I'm advocating.
going to hear about Renee's Knott's Mary Farm experience. We're going to hear about Ken's hospital experience. At some point, I might tell the story of the dead rat that was removed from our home today and how awful it was. That's what we're doing, Daniel.
Okay.
Oh,
And then I got to do another
ad.
ad break at some point,
I'm
too.
going to teach you about broadcasting, honey. I was leading up
called
to
a
it.
tease.
He's like, yeah. But it's fine. honey.
That
It's
was
fine.
a tease. Right
Tease
now
outline.
they're dealing with like, I didn't want to know how the sausage is made, but they're like, ooh, a dead rat story? I'm sticking around for that.
Yeah, I was
Bad
going to.
sausage.
And
See, Daniel?
you college professors, instead of saying, hey, here's the outline.
Yeah.
That's right.
Here's the
Syllabus.
tease for the
That's
day.
right.
Their finger was hovering over play on the Joe Rogan podcast, and they heard rat, dead rat. Maybe I'll stick around. Maybe.
I'm going to die of COVID vaccine.
Yeah.
Renee,
Yes, Alice.
what will you be doing for Thanksgiving?
Yes. Now, heads up, is going to sound sad. It's going to sound sad,
Okay.
but I can assure you, it's one of the most joyful days of my life. I have spent so many years at shitty Friendsgivings and or a third wheel at other Thanksgivings. And I put on a happy face and I put on oh, that was so much fun. And then drive home thinking, oh God, why? So last year I had to spend it by myself. And I was like, this is great. So I've denied all requests. There were two, to attend other Thanksgivings. I'm also going to be watching the parade. And then my Trader Joe's specialty is the turkey en croûte, which is the turkey that is wrapped in stuffing that is wrapped in a croissant.
Oh my God.
That's that baby in the oven. I know.
That sounds delicious.
It is. It's fantastic.
Renee, I
bought
like
that baby in the oven.
I like this. Ladies doing it for themselves tradition.
Yes,
Sassy.
I am not here to tell you your shitty food tastes good. I'm here to have a Trader Joe's.
Well, if it
go, girl.
makes you feel better, not that you feel bad, I feel like a third wheel with my family at their Thanksgiving. So this triggers aplenty. So I think
love it.
I can totally see the benefit of what you're
Renee's
doing.
not
But
giving
if they're
thanks. She's
listening, I
taking
love
it.
all of you.
No, thank you so much. No, I get up, I run my own turkey trot, I watch my parade, I walk the dog, I have my turkey, and then I set up the tree, and I loved it. And then I hang out with friends the rest of the weekend, but actual Thanksgiving, maybe after this year, I may be like, well, that's enough solo Thanksgivings, but I loved it. It was so fun.
I love that.
Thank you.
Daniel, anything to add to my my carrying on?
About your Thanksgiving?
Yeah, because you're having the same one, but you want to add your
No,
own
I'm
Daniel
doing what
spin.
Renee's doing this year.
Oh no! Oh no! I didn't realize.
Daniel's sick.
Yeah, we haven't talked about this yet.
He's got the turkey trots. And he had
that's
to
right.
stay home.
That's right.
He's doing you a favor. Now maybe you won't feel like a third wheel.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
Even in the
you.
odds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favor to me and to my mom, who's like, you know, it's always a like, we got to grab an extra table and put it here and blah blah
Your
blah.
poor mom. Your poor mom. She really she
Gets overwhelmed.
it's a stressful situation for her, I think.
Maybe
Yeah.
she should have a solo Thanksgiving.
Oh my God.
I recommend it to everyone. Everyone.
Solves your
Get
problem
family
right
out of
there.
the mix. You'll be so thankful. You will be so grateful if you just don't see your family. The holiday can truly be celebrated for what it was if you stay away from your family.
We did that. Did we
Because
do that?
Thanksgiving's about escaping oppression.
Yes.
Yeah.
There were a couple years that we did that.
We did. We've not been around every Thanksgiving.
Yeah. But I don't know. I also enjoy the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
I've never watched it because it's always on too early on the West Coast.
I love it. It's very holiday-ish to me. Now, when I first started working at Time Out New York, I remember, and I don't know why this came up. It was like an album review I was writing. I don't know why this came up, but I wrote the Macy's Day Parade. And the music editor was like having some fun with me, like, oh, Ken has his head in his hands. Okay. So I guess Ken knows where this is going and it's on the side of that guy. Because he was just like, Macy's Day? What is Macy's Day? And I always called it the Macy's Day Parade. And then I thought, am I alone? I guess it's officially called obviously the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. But I was just listening to Green Day Warning.
Yeah,
Not the
I was
hugest-
just gonna say.
And that is in the lyric.
Well, you
That's
could
what the
say the
song is called.
Macy's Parade or the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. You can't
Well-
say the Macy's Day Parade.
Tell Billy Joe.
I have many times.
So many.
What does he say?
He's all like, I'm a millionaire.
Tell Trey Cool.
Trey Cool's into it.
Tell
he's
Mike
like,
Dirnt.
I keep telling him. Matt Dirnt's all like,
Matt
dude,
Dirnt.
shut up. Get
Mike
out of
Dirnt.
my bathroom.
Mike Dirnt. Thank you, Tony. Dirnt is like turnt.
It's also not his real name.
What? It isn't?
No,
No.
it's Matt Dirnt.
It's and literally the story behind it is very dumb. It was like given to him in high school because he played bass, and the bass sounds like dirt, dirt, dirt.
Oh, that's amazing.
Sounds
I
like
thought it was going to be like, Matt, is he going to do it? He don't do it.
That is
don't.
amazing.
He don't do it.
And what's Trey Cool's real name?
Frank Wright III.
Oh, that's a cool name too,
That's
though.
pretty punk rock.
Yeah.
And is Billy Joe Armstrong his real name?
Yeah, and it literally is Billy Joe. It's not William Joseph.
Interesting. Tony, do you know them?
No, I have met,
But you're clearly a fan.
kind of, sort of met some. I was very into them in high school. They still sneak through every now and then for me. No, I've always heard nothing but great things about them as people, though. I've always heard that they're
that's great.
super, super nice.
I
I
met
really
them at a Warp Tour, and they were very nice.
I really like Warning. I'm not the hugest fan of their other stuff. I feel like, I don't know, but that particular album I like.
The song Warning?
Yes.
Listen to the song Picture Book by the Kinks.
Okay.
It is the same song. It's
Oh.
like musically, the vocals are very different, but like it'll blow your mind how similar the music is.
Is that like
It's
an
crazy.
unintentional kind of thing, or was it an homage?
I'd be surprised if that was unintentional.
Yeah, I mean it's like the most blatant music ripoff I've ever heard, and I like the song. I like both songs, but it's pretty insane.
I will check that out. And Tony, what will your Thanksgiving be?
I have some friends that just moved here a few months ago from San Francisco, and they invited me over to their place, so I will be a third wheel. But
It's good. It's good. I just need 2 years off, and then I'll get right back into it.
I understand. They're very, very nice, so I'm happy, and I'm happy to hang with them, and then might go to another friend's later for like a outdoor movie backyard hang or something. But yeah, I just
Are you
like
bringing a
to
dish?
be able to do stuff. I honestly don't really care about Thanksgiving, to be honest, but I like doing things. So
That's good.
You're a fan of doing things.
yeah.
Yeah, and any info on the cuisine you will be enjoying?
No, I don't really know. I think it's going to be the standard fare. I asked if I could bring anything, and they literally said that they could probably use more potatoes and for me to and bring beer. So
Not bad.
yeah,
Is potatoes code for like vodka?
I'll have to double check.
Better bring.
Are you
better just
bringing
bring vodka.
mashed potatoes or whole potatoes?
No, I think she
Oh,
literally
gratin.
wants me to bring whole potatoes because she said
Scalloped.
for the mashed potatoes.
Nice.
Yeah,
I-
need stuff.
It's about to get real exciting because I need to know if you guys agree with me about pie or with Daniel about pie. But first, I need to tell you guys about the Pill Club. Healthcare for women is unnecessarily complicated. Access to affordable healthcare has become much harder for women in recent years. Gain time and peace of mind with the Pill Club. They make access to affordable birth control, period care, and sexual wellness products simple and easy with an online subscription. Get your birth control prescribed online by a licensed medical provider and delivered discreetly to your door for free with the Pill Club. Life is stressful enough. Access to healthcare shouldn't be. The Pill Club is a birth control subscription prescribed by a medical professional and delivered straight to your door for free. The Pill Club carries over 120 FDA-approved brands. Most brands of birth control are free with insurance or Medicaid. Otherwise, prices start as low as $7 per month without insurance. The Pill Club delivers birth control to your door for free in discreet packaging, along with fun self-care gifts and goodies. What's more, their licensed medical team is just a text away to give you the best reproductive health care. So skip the office visit and waiting in line at the pharmacy and join the club. Right now, when you go to thepillclub.com/Allison, the Pill Club is offering a $10 donation to bedsider.org for every Allison Rosen is your new best friend listener who becomes a patient. Your donation will help low-income individuals get access to birth control through bedsider.org. That's thepillclub.com/Allison to get your first birth control care package and donate to help more women in need of affordable birth control. Remember, thepillclub.com/Allison. You must use the link to make a donation. Also, I want to tell you guys about a bit of programming that you don't want to miss. Pack your bags for the trip of a lifetime in The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, streaming only on Peacock. This new original exclusive is the Real Housewives crossover that fans have been asking for. Finally, you can see 7 iconic housewives from 4 different cities together in one place, including Cynthia Bailey and Kenya Moore from Atlanta, Kyle Richards from Beverly Hills, Teresa Giudice and Melissa Gorga from New Jersey, and Ramona Singer and Luann from New York. With a crew like that, what could possibly go wrong? As any Real Housewives fan knows, the girls' trips are legendary. Watch these housewives enter into uncharted territory as they vacation poolside in their stunning Turks and Caicos villa. This trip will not disappoint. See this exclusive crossover event now and watch new episodes every Thursday. Plus, stream more of your reality favorites on Peacock, including all past seasons of The Real Housewives, hit movies and shows, exclusive originals, live sports, news, and more. Go to peacocktv.com to sign up. Okay, I lied. Let's not talk about pies just yet, because I have a more pressing yes, please, or oh, please to get to in a little while. First, Renee, you were at Knott's Berry Farm yesterday. I haven't been to Knott's Berry Farm in like 20 years. Please tell us everything.
I would love nothing. Now, I've got a 3-part story.
Oh.
It's going to keep you on the edge of your seat.
I can't wait.
So Knott's Berry Farm is great, and we love it. It is probably due for some updates because it's problematic every which way you look.
Tell us.
Sweet little Knott's Berry Farm. So I don't know the origin, except for it used to be a berry farm that was turned into a theme park.
They invented the boysenberry.
Yes, and crafts still abound. So you can get your craft shopping done, and you can ride the scariest roller coaster in the world. But I was there because theater is back, and I was there to enjoy the theater circuit of Knott's Berry Farm. We made it to 2 shows, but it was so fun. But one of the shows we didn't know about, so this is the part of the story. So we went to go see a show that was billed as a Christmas Carol, but it was called Marley's Wings. And on the onslaught, we're like, oh, this is not secular. We are going to pray quite a bit during this show. I brought 2 Jewish friends, so it's everybody like, oh dear. But it's interactive. We're told to get out our car keys because those will be our jingle bells. There was words like raise the roof to prevent the rapture. Everyone prayed. There was a point where we mimicked singing through a hymn, and we all left like, that was intense. That was crazy. I can't believe they got away with that, but didn't really think much of it. So that's the first part of the story. Jesus is going to save us. We're not so sure. But then...
But to raise the roof to prevent the rapture. I thought we want the rapture.
I feel like we don't want the rapture.
We only want the rapture for certain kinds of Christians.
Does that seem right?
By the way,
yeah,
those kinds of Christians ain't gonna get raptured.
But I know. But I thought that's the whole
bad news for you guys.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I get it. Okay, so maybe we do raise the roof for the rapture.
Oh, well, I don't know. Which is it? I think the rapture is
God
is it like,
raises the
if
roof
something's rapturous, it's joyous, even though the actual it's end times and the rapture, and then it's like violence and horribleness, but like certain people get saved.
For the people who get raptured, they ascend to heaven, and everyone that's left has to deal with all the shit.
Yeah, I think you're raising the roof for the rapture, probably, given
raising the roof
what I'm gathering. I don't know.
Okay.
It's a little confused.
I'm confused.
We all were.
Yeah.
And all of us were like giggling through it, but also just like definitely got the message that Jesus saves the whole time. None of us really partake in that. We're a little bit like, but what fun. So we continue on.
He's the reason for the season, Renee.
He is the reason for the season. He is the reason for the season. So we make fun of it a little bit. Not the performers. Performers were wonderful. We love them. It just to have a church in the theme park was something we weren't quite prepared for. Yeah. So we go about our day, and then it was my friends Ginny and Kelly. They're married, and Kelly was going to leave early so he could go see a movie.
Are these the Jews?
Kelly. Yes. So we bid adieu to Kelly, and then we go get in line for the Jam Blaster ride, wherein it's basically the Midway ride, Knott's Berry Farm's answer to the Midway ride, where you have a jar of Knott's Berry jelly and you shoot it at various pie stealers. Hilarious. What fun.
This is all new.
Yeah.
Jam Blaster.
It was wonderful. So we had all gotten ourselves into some margaritas. And Ginny notices her phone's ringing, and she stumbles to grab it, and she goes, I do. Oh, no. Turns out Kelly couldn't leave to go see the movie because
she had
Ginny
his jingle
had taken
keys.
the keys for the jingle bells.
For the jingle.
So Jesus did not save.
Oh, no.
At all.
Well, maybe Kelly would have gotten a car accident on the way to the movie. So
That's
Jesus
true.
didn't save.
Just you wait for part 3. Just you wait.
Uh-oh. So, is there a car accident happening?
Ginny runs to go get him. The movie's completely... There's no way he's going to make this movie now. So he comes back, and we go watch Home for the Holidays. And then the friends, this is part 3, the friends that he was supposed to see the movie with said, hey, guess what? The movie was canceled. So Jesus did save. I know. Can you believe it?
Oh,
if
wow.
Ginny hadn't taken his keys, he would have driven up to see a movie that would have been canceled.
Oh, my God.
I mean,
wow.
Is that a Christmas miracle or what?
It really is. What movie was it? What movie was it? Do you know?
Oh, hold on. I can do this. Hold on. It's not a recent movie. Lewin.
Oh, Inside
Hold on,
Llewyn
it's a guy.
Davis.
Llewellyn
It's a cat.
Davis?
It's about
Or
there
something?
It is. Yes.
Is that what it's
Yes.
called? Llewellyn Davis?
Inside Llewyn Davis.
There we are.
Llewellyn
Yep.
Davis, Yeah.
It's not
So it's a
Llewellyn
special
Davis,
screening of that.
the bailiff from People's Court.
Yes.
Yes, Doug Llewellyn. Doug Llewellyn
Yes.
Davis.
Inside. What is it, Tony?
Inside Llewyn Davis.
Inside Llewyn Davis. So there was a special screening of that he was going to go see, but thank
Canceled.
God
Why'd they cancel it?
his keys were because he was the only one who was in attendance.
Oh.
He and his friends were the only ones who had bought a ticket to that.
Wow. So I didn't know that Knott's had a whole theater situation.
Yeah, so many shows, and they're good. They're good little performers out there.
And
I
this
also
was
didn't know it was like faith based.
I didn't either. And none of the rest of them seemed to really have that. But there definitely was a vibe of, they didn't say Trump and the war on Christmas, but we felt it.
Was it an
We knew.
official performance, or were these like guerrilla performers who
Right.
entered the park and just did
Possible. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. But yeah, it's just that one little section that was just like, we still have an agenda. But other than that, the park's great.
were these inside shows or outside shows?
This one was inside. And then
Trying to think if I've ever seen a show at Knott's. Do
I
they?
love amusement parks, and somehow I've never been to Knott's Berry Farm.
They
we got to
liked
get you
it.
nuts there.
I
It's
know.
they have
great.
great roller coasters.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
log
they do.
ride.
The same owners own Cedar Point in Ohio, which is one of my favorite places on earth. So I don't know why I've never been. I've lived here for 14 years.
You got to go. The rides are just as good as Six Flags. It's great.
What?
I believe
It's
it.
fun.
What rides did
and
you
for
go
a
on?
fraction of the price of Disneyland.
What rides did you
better.
go on?
Oh, gosh. Okay. The one that you're upside down the whole time. I think that one's called Silver Bullet.
New.
Does this seem right?
New in the
There's
last
one-
20 years.
Sure. Okay. Fair. Okay. So there's one where it's just twists and turns, and you get back up, and you're just like, I could not tell you what that track was because you're just upside down the whole time.
Sounds awful.
Then there's one called the Accelerator, where it uses that magnetic propulsion to go.
Oh.
So it's 0 to 80 in like 2 seconds. It goes up and over the top, like as high as you can possibly go, and then drops you back down. And it's great. You feel like you're flying. Yeah. It's insane. And while you're lined for it, you're watching the people in front of you, and then they're gone. And you're like, how did they? Because just 0 to 80 is pretty quick.
It's like the Rapture.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you
That's
enjoy?
what it is. You go up, and then I wasn't very good actually, but then and then back down.
Do you
Sorry.
enjoy all these roller coasters?
I do. I still do. And I think there is a part of me who can see the finish line of at some point my body's not going to cooperate with this. So I think I'm trying to get all my roller coasters in now before I start to be like,
Oh man,
Did
all
you?
my bones are in a
That's
new
a good
order.
idea.
Did anyone here besides me ever go on the corkscrew at Knott's? That was the first roller coaster I ever went on that went upside down. And instead of doing a loop, and it's not there anymore. Again, it's been like 20 years since I've been there, but it would just kind of like corkscrew.
Yeah, I think I've been on that one.
I prefer. I do prefer that to a loop. I think. I don't know.
That's fair.
Cedar Point
Yeah.
had a ride called the Corkscrew. So
Oh.
maybe it was the exact same ride.
Probably,
Just
yeah.
moved it.
Do they still have Montezuma's Revenge?
They sure do.
The,
Yep.
Gives you
still
diarrhea.
roller coaster named after diarrhea. Yeah.
What was Marriott? Did they have the whole park done up like they do with the Not Scary Farm? Where do they have like snowmen jumping out at you and going, ho, ho, how jolly, jolly, instead of trying to scare you or something?
They
Like
do
penguins?
abandon the scary theme, with the exception of Marley's Wings. They do abandon the scary theme, and now
Yeah.
it's just merriment everywhere.
Yeah.
It's cute. It's real
Wassailing.
cute. Yeah, a lot of wassailing, a lot of toy soldiers on stilts
Oh wow,
walking
Should we take
around.
the kids?
I love that.
I think so. The Snoopy Land's pretty cute.
How crowded was it? Because I looked at some of your stories and it didn't look too crowded.
It wasn't, but there's a website called isitpacked.com, and it'll tell you the projection of what the crowds will be.
Is
ISITPACKED.
I have a dream of creating like one of those haunted house mazes, but for Christmas. And instead of it being scary, it's just like every time you turn a corner, it's just like you just get hugs and everyone high fives you, and it's just merriment. Just
question?
laughter and merriment. What?
Tony asked
very
me a Disneyland question on. So
Yes.
listen to my Monday show episode with Carly Weissel. She is a theme park reporter. She's great. Theme park journalist. Daniel, have we done Nightmare Before Christmas Haunted Mansion? Have I done that? Do you know?
I feel like maybe I haven't.
Yeah.
I kind of
had
don't
the
like
same
the
reaction.
idea of that. I don't want the Haunted Mansion. Like if I go to Disneyland, I want to do the Haunted Mansion. So it's a disappointment if I go to Disneyland and it's like, oh, it's themed out. Although I'm curious about the Muppet version of it. What's that, Tony?
Oh, that's the Muppet version was just a movie.
Oh, they didn't
like an
trick
hour-long
out the
It
Haunted
wasn't
Mansion?
real like the Haunted.
Yeah.
I think because they
This will
already
just be Tim Burton.
they already switch it for Halloween to the Nightmare Before Christmas, so it stays from like
Which is a Christmas movie
Halloween
and
to
not a
Christmas.
Halloween movie.
Well, so Tony,
Thank
you've
you.
done the Nightmare Before Christmas one.
Yeah, I love
How
it.
is it?
I like it better.
You like
real
it
cute.
better.
Yeah.
What's different about it?
Everything. Well, I want to say everything, but also, a lot of it's still there. But then there's more. If that makes any sense, like the stuff
They
that's
add
normally
the
there is
nightmare
there still,
characters.
but then they add more of the like Tim Burton stuff in with it, and it's like I've heard, I don't know for sure that this is true, that like even over the years it's gotten like bigger and bigger, like they've added more and more things over the years.
Yeah, I feel like we've been on it, but I don't know why. I think that it was. Remember when we did 24 Hours of Disney? We didn't go. There
went
is
for,
like
like,
this thing called
an
24
hour.
Hours of Disney. What?
We went for like an hour.
We did an hour and a half in the middle of 24 Hours of Disney. I told this story on the Carly show, but this will have new color because Daniel's here. We went at 10:30 p.m. because we had annual passes at the time.
Right.
I thought it wasn't going to be crowded. I don't know why. It is the most crowded I've ever seen Disneyland. All
like
we did was,
Lollapalooza.
remember, you got Mickey waffles at a restaurant. We didn't go on
Chicken
any
and
rides.
waffles.
And you posted a photo on Instagram and you put hashtag keto or hashtag paleo, and then a whole bunch of people got in your comments.
Guys, if you don't follow me, I mean, if that doesn't sell
great.
you,
That kind of content.
Where else are you going to find
Oh
those
my
kind
God.
of hashtags?
But
I mean,
people were in your
hashtag
comments
paleo?
like being
Are
like,
you
I don't
fucking
think
kidding
that's
me?
actually paleo.
You should have gone to
That was the joke.
pack.com and then you wouldn't have.
IsItPack.com?
well, so I did it as obviously it's not paleo, and then I was getting all these like, what is it, CrossFit people like giving me thumbs up
maybe you
and
did
stuff.
hashtag
a bunch of.
Protein.
CrossFit. I can't remember.
No, I didn't do I didn't. It was just they there are people who just subscribe to the hashtag. They love that paleo diet.
Yeah.
Fucking love
That's
it.
very fun. Wait, what day did you go that it was so crowded at 10:30 at night?
It was the 24-hour. There's a night that
I
they
see,
do
I
it.
see. Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Tony, how much is the music changed during the Nightmare Before Christmas Haunted Mansion? Because I like the
that
music.
seems like I
Entirely,
should
right?
remember that, but I honestly don't remember. But I got to assume entirely, yeah.
Entirely, yeah.
See,
I think it
that's-
just turns into the soundtrack.
oh.
I know, I know that that's just my opinion. I'm sure I know
It
that
isn't
there are the
just your
diehard
opinion.
Disneyland people that I'm sure hate it, but I love it.
But Daniel, I think there are things. So you got, the like statue singers, they're still there. They're just Nightmare Before Christmas version.
Yeah, but you don't
The-
get Thurl Ravenswood doing
Ravenscroft.
grinning ghosts,
1960s kind
I
of.
get you.
Yeah.
I get you.
Which are the statue singers? Are those the busts that like look at you?
Yeah.
They project the
barbershop.
Yeah.
Yeah. The barbershop guys who are just like. Burp, burp, burp.
Is it Thurl Ravenscroft or Thurl's Raven? I think it's Ravenscroft.
Yeah, it's
Ravenscroft.
He was the voice
No,
of
that's the monster, and it's Thurl's Ravenscroft is the doctor.
He's also the voice of Grinch.
and Tony
Who
the
did this
Tiger, I
song?
believe.
And
Oh
Tony the
yes.
Tiger, that's
We
right.
just
You're a
yes.
talented guy.
Yes.
And
Ken.
I think he was Frankenstein Jr.
Oh.
That might have been
Thurl gets around. And he's the only Thurl I know.
It's a great.
You don't meet a lot of Thurls. Well, that's
He went-
because he killed all those
I
sorority
was going to
girls
say
in the 70s.
it's like a Highlander situation.
Yeah.
Ken,
Yes.
you had kidney stones and were under anesthesia for your very first time.
Yeah, and in the ER for the first time. I was in the ER 3 times in a week, once for my wife and twice for me, and I'd never been in this ER or the ER ever.
Wow.
How was it?
It was decent. They were pretty nice. I was at like 10:30 at night on a Wednesday. I was the only one in there. I had a room with a TV, even though I was in agonizing pain.
Yeah.
They gave me some non-narcotic drug and were like, I had a CAT scan, never had one of those before.
Ooh, me neither.
That was very exciting. And then they were like, yeah, you might pass it. I don't know. Go home. And then Thursday I was in agony. Friday I couldn't bear it, so I went back to the ER, and they were like, "Yeah, it hasn't moved at all. You're gonna have surgery. Here's some narcotics. We don't do surgery on weekends, so you have to do it Monday." So
What is this, a vet?
Yeah, it was just like, yeah, and they dewormed me, and then
Like, we're
They
golfing on the
express your
weekend.
anal
Sorry.
glands.
yeah. It was agony all weekend, and then the surgery was super easy. I was expecting more. Like, I've never had a drug or alcohol or anything in my whole life, so like they gave me opioids, and I was like expecting it to be fun, but all it did was make it somewhat bearable for an hour at a time, and then I had to wait 4 more hours till I could take another one.
Yeah, I have had situations like that too, where I'm like, I'm surprised people take this recreationally because it's not doing it for me, and I don't know if it's a quantity thing, or I also think like if you're in a lot of pain, it's different if you take it when you're not in pain. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like there were people who were like, dude, you're going to love anesthesia, man. Woo. And it was more like time travel. Like the guy was like, here's an injection. And then I was like 2 hours later, I was like, what time is it? And it was done. And then the worst part, and I'll spare you details unless you want them, was they put a stent in my ureter, which is the sort of water slide from your kidney to your bladder. And I had to have that removed last week. And
they go up the pee-pee hole.
They do. They went up my pee-pee hole in the surgery with a laser. Which
Well, that sounds all right.
That's neat.
And they like asteroid blasted the stone, and then
They jam blasted it, Renee.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
then,
Now I'm in. Now I'm invested.
But the stent removal was the weirdest ever thing I've gone through. Like, I got there, and there were 2 female med students who were watching while the nurse was there. And she didn't say they were med students, so that she was just like, this is so and so and so, and they're going to be watching. So I had to go in. I had no pant. They were all just looking at my penis. And then the nurse was like cleaning it before the procedure, and she goes, my husband, well, my second husband, he says, you got the best job ever. You get to look at penises all day. Which I was like, that's
Not now.
weird for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
And then I was like, is it that great though? Because they just probably range from like to gross. And she said yes.
Wait, yes,
then-
it's that. Yes, she agrees, or yes, it's
except
that great.
for right now.
Yeah, she agrees. Like, it's just, yeah. I mean, no one
Up
really.
until today.
So then the urologist came in, and he said this phrase to me: I've been told this feels like peeing in reverse.
Oh God.
Oh, so awesome.
It did. It was the weirdest sensation I've ever had.
Were
And
you
then-
numbed?
No,
What?
because it took like a second. It was the weirdest thing. And then he goes, I got the stent out. You want to see it? And I have no idea why I said this. I went, is it cool? And he goes, well, I think it is. It was like 12 inches long. It looked like a
my
zip
God.
tie.
Oh my word.
And so then I almost passed out. Excuse me. And
From
so, like,
pain or
I think it was just my body was like, I've never felt this before. What the fuck are you doing?
yeah.
So they had to put me like upside down, and then I was there for like another 45 minutes so my blood pressure got back to normal. But then I was fine. Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. And they don't think I'll ever get them again, but it's just genetic apparently for me, because my dad gets them all the time. But my dad, the sum total of liquid he drinks in a day is 1 can of Diet Coke. Like, he's trying to get kidney stones. And I drink like 4 liters of water. So they were just like, yeah, you probably won't get them. But it was agony.
I've heard it's like a knife in the back or something that just
It was
you can't
so it
get relief
starts.
from.
It feels like you got kicked in the balls. Like, that's how it starts. So it's like you got kicked in the balls really hard, and then you have the worst diarrhea cramps you've ever had, and
so
literally
great.
hot
This is
knives stabbing you in the back. And it doesn't go in. It's like constant. Like, it just never stops.
Right, and you can't get a position that feels good or anything.
Did you know what it was?
I did. So I had one in high school.
Tony is gulping water during the story.
Yeah, no, seriously, drink a lot of water. I had one in high school, and that one I was like 16, and it happened in the middle of class, and I went to the doctor, and they gave me some narcotics, and my band played a show that night, and I apparently was saying all kinds of weird shit, and then I just passed it the next day, and I remember it being not great, but this was so much worse, and I feared that's what it was, because I felt like a little bit like, oh, that kind of, I hope that's not, and yeah, I knew. And I waited though, because I was like, I would hate to go to the ER and then be like, it's gas, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But it was so, like, I was in agony. And then I drilled myself both times to the ER.
Oh my God.
My wife doesn't drive.
I almost want to just stock up on the like heavy narcotics just for when that inevitably happens, so I don't have to have that.
Is the pain is it stuck in a ureter? Is that what the pain is coming from?
Yeah,
or is
so
it...
once it's in your bladder, it's not a problem. But what happens is it gets stuck in the ureter because it's like the same diameter.
Right.
And so your ureter like spasms to like try and squeeze it. And it also isn't smooth. It's like a jagged, sharp
calcium,
thing that's scraping, and you're having this muscle spasm. So it's just so, and I was like, it was so painful. I was like throwing up, and it was awful.
Did you pee blood?
I did, but that was after the surgery, and then after I had the stent removed, they were like, "You're gonna pee blood for a day."
So happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
One more.
That's the true meaning of Thanksgiving. Speaking of cranberry sauce, cranberries are very good for your kidneys.
What is that true?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cranberries have compounds in them that do help prevent kidney stones and are very good for your urinary tract.
That's a fun fact. Thank you. One more question. You said they gave you an injection that knocked you out. Did you not have an IV?
I had an IV, yeah, but then they like injected it into the IV.
Oh, into the IV. Got it.
Yeah. That was
sounds awful.
That was the easiest part. I literally like jumped up and got dressed, and I was out of there in like 5 minutes after I had the surgery.
Wow.
You didn't feel groggy at all or anything?
No. And I was really hungry because I hadn't eaten in 2 days. Actually, I hadn't eaten in about a week. I lost 25 pounds in 10 days.
Oh my God.
Because I just couldn't eat. Like I ate nothing. And they gave me some like peanut butter and crackers, and it was, I imagine just like what it's like to be really high. I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever etten.
Oh, that all sounds awful.
Yeah, it was bad. They bring everyone down there.
Yeah.
Don't get kidney stones, kids. I know that people
Thanks,
will say
Ken.
that it's cool. Yeah. And then,
Did you
my poor wife, I had to upstage her because she was in the ER that Monday.
With what?
She has had this sinus tumory thing that she's supposed to get a biopsy
Oh,
of.
no.
And then she was having that on Monday, and then her blood pressure went like crazy high. So they were like, you need to take her to the ER right away. Because it was like insane. So she was there all day, like getting her blood pressure down. And that was Monday. And then Wednesday I was there.
Is she okay?
She's okay. Yeah. She's on some medication now to get it down so that they can then try to do that biopsy again.
Oh, that's so stressful though when like you're trying to take care of her and then you're out of commission.
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
The dogs didn't help.
Yeah. Yeah, you hear about those hero dogs.
Yeah. My 3 guys are just here like, we can't do anything.
Well, I'm glad you're okay now. That all sounds harrowing. The stent was to like help it pass?
Yeah, so when they do the laser, like it can make it swell, so the stent keeps it open and keeps it open a little bit more so that like any debris or like dust can go down there. And it was on a drug called Flomax.
Oh, I've heard of this. Yes.
And that does exactly what you think it does.
It maximizes your flow.
Yeah,
like,
so that's peeing like every hour.
Did you see anything pass?
No, you usually don't. It's like a grain of sand. I mean, this was 6 millimeters, so that's why they had to break it up. But like, yeah, it's teeny. Like,
right.
Whenever I hear
crazy.
Whenever I hear Flomax, I think of this guy I went to college with who once was telling me about some other guy we knew, and he was like, "Yeah, I was in an apartment with that guy, and he went to the bathroom, and he just has a really strong pee flow, like it was really loud. He pees really strong, and I'm like, like you're insecure about your fucking pee flow?
Dude, I poked a hole right in the porcelain.
Yeah, dude, it just like
it's like fucking Scrimshaw.
Yeah, fucking. You don't want when you're peeing around dudes, you don't want a weak ass pee flow.
Weak ass pee. You want to be taking out eyes.
Yeah, you want it to be loud. Be right in the middle of the water. So yeah, take your Promax or Flomax.
Yeah, that was just for that week. Yeah, just to help it pass. But yeah, it's the worst. And they were literally like, what's your pain level? And I'm like, I don't know, an 8. And they're like, I think it's probably like a 10. And I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah. That's right.
That's impressive.
Ouch.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the most pain
horrid.
like a man can experience.
Yeah, they told me it's in the top 3 most painful things that can happen.
Ooh, what are the other ones?
So birth is apparently 4. body's built to do that in some degree, and these other things are like things that went wrong. So, kidney stone, a pussy ear infection, and some kind of femur bone break where like it just breaks like down the middle. It's like some specific kind of leg break that's apparently
a pussy ear infection, as disgusting as that sounds, is worse than childbirth. I mean, I guess I can see that.
Doctor.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that being super painful.
Pussy.
The femur too. The femur. Oh my God, that's my nightmare is having your femur broken. Jesus.
Yeah, because like I've broken like toes before, so I felt your pain, Renee, and I've never. That's like the only things I've broken. But when you break it, you're like, oh, I'm gonna puke. That hurt. Like it hurts. Like I could only like a whole femur. Ooh.
It's tricky.
Pussy is how I thought pussy was pronounced when I used to read Truly Tasteless jokes when I was a kid.
We
did.
Pussy ear infection.
Okay, good. Let's say hello and welcome and thank you to my new patrons.
Allison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/AllisonRosen.
Hello and welcome, Pamela Yama, Suge. Suge signed up for an annual subscription. 12 months for the price of 10 if you do annual. Right. Hello and welcome to Debbie Bukowski, and hello and welcome to Heather Hewson. I think actually welcome back, Heather Hewson.
Thank you.
I recognize that name. I hope you guys enjoy all of it. And remember, if you are signing up at a level, which would be $10 and above, where you can text me and get text back, and you don't have the number to text, once you sign up at that level, you should now have access to all the back. And by the way, if you sign up, you get all the back stuff. So there's posts where I've posted the phone number, or just send me a message and I will give you that phone number. And then, we'll be besties, you guys. This was so much fun. Thank you, everyone, for joining the show. Listen, if you like, I'm going to now beg you. This is me on my hands and knees begging you. Please leave us a nice Apple Podcast comment. It helps people find the show. It helps out the show. And it just makes me feel good when I see new positive comments, please. Also, Upworthy Weekly is so new, so please keep your comments coming for that one, too. Your reviews, that is. So follow me on social media at Allison Rose on Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you're subscribed. Ken, where can we find you? What should we be looking for?
I'm at Kenneth W. Reid and at TV Guidance on all the social media. Next week is the 500th episode of TV Guidance Counselor. Ooh. We have a big surprise for everybody that I'm extremely excited about for that episode. That's probably the big stuff.
Nice. Will you tell us what it is off mic?
Yeah.
Great.
I'll
Renee,
do you
have an... Oh, you want to tell us on mic?
I mean, sure.
Well, it's your surprise. Do you want to reveal it?
I'll reveal it.
Wait, hang on. Do a drum roll, Tony. Do you have one at the ready?
I hope this is good. It's exciting for me.
I know I do. Where is it? There it is. Wow, what a great surprise.
So I will be debuting an actual theme song for the show that Josh Caterer of the Smoking Popes wrote and recorded with the full band just for the show.
Nice.
Because I was using this other song by a band called The Victims for the first 500 episodes. So Josh wrote specifically wrote a theme song.
That's awesome. I love
and then like the patrons will get the whole song, but it's going to be so it's basically like an unreleased Smoking Pope song just for the show.
Awesome.
So I'm very excited.
That's so cool.
That rules.
Congrats.
That's amazing.
Renee, tell us where we can find you. And by the way, I didn't even get a chance to ask you about the new Seth Rogen podcast. Tell us about that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'd love to. So the biggest thing I'm working on is Seth Rogen's show. It's called Storytime with Seth Rogen. And yeah, it was just really fun to try to do something that isn't your vision, but try to like hear, this is what I want, and then take that and make it. I had the best time. So yeah, listen to that and see if you can figure out which episodes are mine. Just editing it, and well, you know it. If it's a wholesome and ends happy, Renee did it. That's how you know which episodes I did.
That episode about autopsies was a weird one for Renee.
But yeah, no, I'm having a real good time with that, and they're short. I think he'd agree with me if I were to say this. They're short, but we still like it's a podcast that has to make money. So I think the ads, if you can just muscle through those ads, you're gonna maybe like the stories.
They're like the kidney stones of podcasts.
Who are some of the people who have been coming on and telling stories?
Sure. So, Franklin Leonard, who's the guy who created Blacklist.
Oh, cool.
But the big names are like Paul Rudd is
Sexiest
part of
man.
one.
Heard of him.
Paul Shear, who stole your name, and I'm sorry that I didn't yell at him when I worked with him.
Thank you very much.
Forgive me.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
Friend zone. That's mine.
Yasser Lester. Ava DuVernay is part of it, sort of, for one of the episodes. And there's one more that hasn't come out yet. So I can't do
Nice.
that. But they're good. They're all people you know, and
Do you
just have sort of interesting stories.
have you met his dog Zelda?
No.
She's so cute.
It's a bane of my anxiety. She's so cute. Yeah, and I think of you every time I see
Oh,
her.
thank you. He has a cavalier.
Yeah.
Did we share a train? Why do we have a Zelda
Yes.
connection?
Because
Laura London. Yes. Okay.
Sounds right.
Um,
Sounds right.
Daniel. Oh, and everyone should listen to Can I Pet Your Dog?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Also, Can I Pet Your Dog? Also, I'm just in a weird period where I like working behind the scenes. I'm sure I'll be like, I need attention. And then I'll be coming back with that at some point. But for right now, I don't know. I like making other people's stuff right now.
Daniel, what about you?
Go visit my Amazon gift list.
Oh my God. I should have mentioned that at the
I'm
top.
going to be updating it regularly, like every
Should-
week, or maybe more frequently. I don't know.
Daniel, should we record something and ask Tony to put it at the top?
I don't know, maybe. But people listening will know what we decided
That's right.
already. It's like time travel.
Yeah.
But hey, you guys, come over, join the party over on twitter.com where I'm chiming in on stuff. And, occasionally on Instagram, I'll tweet a picture of a new kind of M&M. I mean, you never know. You never know.
That actually did get my attention.
What's
Listen.
your handle on
Yeah.
there, Daniel?
Oh, Daniel Quantz. I was able to get it.
Wow.
Yeah, he tasted the sugar cookie M&M.
How is it?
It's
very good.
It's yummy. It has sugar cookie in it. It's not just sugar cookie flavored. It is part sugar cookie.
I gotta try this.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Great.
really
We
good.
gotta get into it.
I will say, sometimes they miss. I feel like they had a candy cane flavored one that was a miss, but they had a candy corn flavored one that was a hit. So you never know. So I'll give the M&Ms a try. But listen, I don't want to step on Jenna's territory here. I'm just saying, like, you never know. You never know what you're getting.
Sometimes it feels like food pills. Like you're in the future and you're like, they don't have sugar cookies anymore, but they have these sugar cookie pills.
Yes.
You know what? Like, you hear about those bananas that used to exist that no longer exist. So it's like, oh, they were amazing, but it's like they're gonna figure out that flavor, and that's what it'll be. Like,
Daniel.
this is what a tomato used to taste like.
I have an idea of a new segment. Daniel's Cool M's.
Yeah.
Because we have Daniel's Cool Beans, but he never does it anymore.
I feel like one
Well, he
of
reviews
our
beans.
regulars collects the new M&M flavors. I got to find out who that is. It Joe Quizano? Someone.
Collects M&Ms.
Well, they're always up. They always get because M&M's is fast and furious with those flavors, and they will leave before you have a chance to
Limited
get them.
edition.
Yeah.
Tony,
So-
what about you?
We've talked about M's. Now what about you?
Oh, yeah.
Twitter and Instagram at
Tony Thaxton.
You're going to be in Boston soon, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
Ken. I'm getting there.
Who are you, Allison?
All the dates. My podcast Bizarre Albums every Tuesday, and the Motion City Soundtrack Tour coming up in a little over a month. So get tickets at motioncitysoundtrack.com. If you haven't yet, if you live in the U.S., chances are we'll be coming somewhere kind of close to you. So, including Boston.
Nice. Thank you so much, you guys. This was a very, very, very fun episode. Everyone has to come back soon, and thank you so much, listeners. Thank you for. Oh wait, no. Amazon.com/shop/Allison Rosen. Go there. What?
Were you going to?
I just
you don't
realized
want
we
to thank the
forgot to-
listeners.
Yeah,
don't thank
but
the
I
listeners.
realized we forgot to say that earlier.
Oh yeah.
So you guys, my brain is pudding. I'm crazy. That's right.
Figgy pudding.
But I love you. Thank you for listening. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Allison Rosen Show. We had a good time, but now we gotta go.